Okay, what I want to talk about tonight is the movie that was just on. Prosecuting Casey Anthony. And of course, most people know about what happened a couple years ago with the trial. I thought the movie did a good job of reenacting the things that went on. It was pretty accurate. I remember watching a lot of it. Some of it wasn't. I thought they did a good job of casting too. The actors and actresses looked pretty much close to what their counterparts were in real life. But you know what's happening now. It's going to open up a whole can of worms again about, she should have been found guilty. People are saying that. They don't have a clue about the law, do they? And you're seeing all on the internet all of a sudden too. It's on Twitter. People saying how dumb the jury was. And, well, you gotta remember one thing. The jurors never said they thought she was innocent. They just said the state didn't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she was guilty. Well, guilty in the sense that she actually killed her daughter. Now people will say, well, there's circumstances, evidence. Yeah, there was, but there was nothing to link her to the crime. No DNA, no fingerprints, blood, nothing. Well, they say, well, 31 days went by before she said anything. That just proved she used bad judgment. Doesn't prove she murdered anybody. They say, well, what about the shovel she borrowed from her neighbor? Okay, she borrowed a shovel. You would still have to prove that she used that shovel to dig a grave with. They couldn't do it. You just can't convict somebody out of what you feel inside. Gotta go by the evidence. And these 12 people, and granted, 12 other people may have found her guilty. But these 12, and I thought they did a good job, didn't. They went by the facts, and only the facts. If you look at it, the facts just weren't there. Like the one juror said, she wasn't convinced that a crime happened because of the proof which she met. She knew a crime happened, but the murder part of it, just strictly going by the evidence, not what your gut feeling tells you. And it wasn't, was it? I mean, there's no time of death. Even the coroner said they couldn't prove that she was suffocated. That's because the body was so badly decomposed they couldn't really run the necessary tests on it. So there you have it. You have no time of death. You have no physical evidence like fingerprints, DNA, things like that linked Casey to the murder itself. It may have linked her using poor judgment about not reporting her missing. Personally, I feel there's more to the story than we might ever know. My own take on it, I think the parents knew more than they're saying. That is my opinion. Of course, none of that matters now anyway, as far as her being convicted goes. That other evidence they found, that foolproof suffocation, again, it's, why even bring it up? It's too late now. That it made a difference? It probably would have, but again, she can't be tried again, so I think she was innocent myself. This is my own personal, I don't think she did it. Again, that's just my opinion, I think her parents knew more about it than they're saying. I don't think we'll ever know exactly what happened. Even in the trial she's coming up with, it's going to be on, that nanny who's suing her, that that won't prove anything either. It will prove that she lied about it, but again, it's not evidence to convict her of murder, is it? Even reporting her not reporting her missing for 31 days isn't evidence. Is this evidence of being a poor mother? Maybe. But then again, what they said, there is no evidence that she was really up to that point a bad mother, was there? All the testimony said she took care of her daughter. Why all of a sudden would she want to kill her? See, that's the part that never made sense to me. You know, if people were saying, oh, she was a terrible mother, she beat her kid, she did this to her, that to her, okay, then I could see. None of that happened. Could she have drowned in her pool? Yeah, that's possible, could have happened. Remember, her father was an ex-policeman. He would have known the steps to take, how to hide the body, and for how long before all that evidence, you know, the autopsy evidence would be gone. A police officer would know that. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying that's a possibility. But we'll never know. It's unfortunate. But I think people ought to stop with this, oh, she's guilty because I just feel she is. You know, you can't feel it. Okay? You gotta have evidence. Especially with the death penalty. You really gotta be sure. There's nothing there that linked it. And all these other people saying, if I saw her, I would beat her or I'd kill her. No, you don't do that. It's over with. Let it go. That's how I feel about it. And if you want to leave a comment, feel free.